And welcome to The View, y'all. Welcome to The View. Nice to see you. Hey, girl. Say, we're wearing these jerseys because tonight the Cleveland Cavaliers take on Golden State Warriors in the NBA Finals. It all starts right here at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC. And the trophy, the NBA found that trophy right there. It's in the building. That trophy's in the building. And I'm excited about this. I'm excited because, for me, it doesn't matter who wins this for me, because both teams have earned it. They've both been waiting over 20 years to get the trophy. And so whoever wins, right on to y'all. And whoever loses, right on to y'all, too. Right? I mean, because everybody wants it.
A little known fact, LeBron and Curry are both from Akron, Ohio, and they were born in the same hospital.
Not a surprise.
Not a surprise.
Not a surprise. A shock. No.
Yeah. I would say, you know, to me, LeBron James is the best right now. He's an outstanding player, but I'm still rooting for Curry. I root for Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
He has been the most exciting player.
Everybody,
he got a swag about him.
It's great.
Oh my God,
I love his little girl.
40 years for them, I think. I think it's 40 and almost 40 for Cleveland as well. So I'm so excited because everybody is, you know, they're playing their souls.
Never won, and I'm from the Bay Area.
Yeah.
We had a terrible team for my entire childhood. My parents used to beg. We had 4 kids.
You gave up?
Will anyone come to the Golden State Warriors? And the 4 kids, we would all like, I don't want to go. I went last time. You go. No one ever wanted to go. Now you can't get a ticket.
You can't get a ticket.
Can I be the downer of the table? I have no idea what's going on. I do not watch basketball. However,
that's all right.
But however,
you sat through stuff you didn't understand.
Exactly. And this is the reason I like basketball at all, because it got me and my brother Blaze. I know you're so excited today, Blaze, watching basketball together. Yeah. So this is why I'm even...
LeBron can't get... I mean, my husband's from Miami, so this is sort of a sad night for people from Miami because LeBron left Miami, and in his first season...
Well, but, you know, he did try to
go to Miami,
get that thing, but, you know, it didn't work out. And then, you know, this is what I love. When people say, oh, I can't believe he left. Blah, blah, blah.
I was going to say, he still likes him, and he's still rooting.
Yes,
LeBron's so transcendent that even though my husband is a Miami native, felt jilted when he left to go back home, he's still rooting for him. You know? So I'm rooting for you, honey.
This is a big deal. This is a big deal. So it's all right, baby. It's a big deal. But, you know, last night, we're going off basketball into a whole other thing now. Last night, Jim Bob and Michelle Douglas sat down with Megyn Kelly on Fox to talk about their son, Josh, violating his sisters over a decade. You want to speak to that? Because I can go right to the calls.
You
but
go.
Well, you know, look, you brought God up, so it makes it okay to say this. You're not forgiving of people who feel differently than you. You guys made robocalls about transgender people and said some really horrific stuff.
Preach.
So if you want to find out about forgiveness, I don't think this is the way to do it. If you want to say, listen, we've been struggling with this was horrible, it was terrible, and just by the way, other people to whom this has happened, a 15-year-old with somebody who was 14, they get pegged as a predator for all of their life. I know this because we've had these kids on who had girlfriends who were 14 and the boy was 15. They're pegged as pedophiles for the rest of their lives, or people who pray. So, you know,
for 5- and 6-year-old girls.
And you know what? I know this is your son, and I know that you're trying, and this was many years ago. But don't downplay this, especially after what you guys have done in the name of Christianity and God to other people. I'm just saying, that's just my feeling.
Yeah, they needed to give more respect to the victims as well. They needed to bring up more topics about what the girls that suffered these atrocious acts went through and how they helped it. Their daughters and girls not their daughters as well. I mean,
but I do think they did come forward.
No, they didn't. It was leaked.
And they're mad about it.
It was leaked, but I think, and they're mad. And first of all, it should have never been leaked. Those.
But that's different from saying that they didn't come forward. It was leaked, and
they didn't come forward, but they did try to help Josh
Because he kept molesting their daughters.
Right, I understand, but I'm just saying, do you know how hard it is to turn your own child in? They did go to the police.
They did send him to a private Christian-based treatment center. They did go to the police. Outside of law enforcement.
But the bottom line is they did not come forward. They were forced forward because somehow this got leaked and nobody knows who did it. They were blaming the cops. My point is, don't play the Christian card like that.
Right,
I don't like that.
And they're political, you know.
I don't know if they're playing the Christian card. I think that.
Well, they did. Did you hear those robocalls? Have you ever heard any of them?
Yes, I've heard all of them.
Okay, they're kind of crappy.
But that's who they are.
Yes. Well, this is who I am. Don't bring up God. Don't do it. You can't do that and talk about God forgiving people when you don't have forgiveness in your own heart. You don't have enough to see that God made all of us, and God doesn't make mistakes. And if people feel I was born this way, then that's what God said.
And you have to wonder. A robocall is an automated message. So the mom, Mrs. Duggar.
Yeah.
Very good. Mrs. Michelle Duggar, record a robocall is a political tool. She recorded a message that was then automatically sent to lots. I get it when the power's out in Connecticut.
Yeah.
She sent a message about the dangers of transgender people using bathrooms. That is a political tool and a pretty brutal one. And so she engaged in hard knuckles politics on a topic where I think everyone, no matter how you feel, everyone is urging sensitivity.
Yeah.
So I think this is the trap in politics. It's hypocrisy. When you say God will forgive my son who molested my daughters, if that's your worldview, if that's how you got through it, okay. But then you can't say that God can't forgive a transgender person who wants, you know, it doesn't go both ways. I don't think God...
I'm really not concerned about the parents. I think what both of you were trying to allude to, I'm very concerned about the daughters and also the son, but the daughters, because when a child commits a crime, it is the law that that crime is sealed, that the identity and the crime will never be revealed. And that was leaked as well. And what happened is that those girls got re-victimized all over again. And, you know, and I just... The real question is, why did the son do this as a child? Where did that come from? That never came.
It's a mental issue. It's not a behavior. They said it's a behavior. I think it's a mental issue, no?
Well, it could be both. I mean, no one knows.
Yes, it's a very complicated issue. I am a child of sexual abuse. I wrote it in my book. And
what's the name of the book?
The book is Handbook to an Unpredictable Life, How I Survived Sister Renata, My Crazy Mother, and Still Came Out Smiling with Great Hair. Holla. What I'm saying is that sexual abuse by a child on another child is a very complicated situation, and you can't just say they did it because of this reason and they did it because of that reason. And I'm not condoning that behavior because it was done to me by someone who was a minor as well.
You said this morning they're all victims.
They're all victims. They're all victims. But the thing is that really for those girls to have the world know, maybe they didn't want the world to know. Maybe they had to deal with it.
No one knows who leaked it.
But you're on
Nobody
TV.
knows who leaked it.
But it was a police record. That's a violation of law.
Yeah,
you're on TV.
But again, we don't know who leaked this.
We don't know who leaked it, and it should never have been leaked. And because they can be.
You are probably right, but it was. That's the bottom line. And all I'm bitching about right now is whenever somebody brings God in and says it's okay for me, but not for you to be you, I have an issue. I have a huge issue.
But they should have been talking more about their daughters. They should have been concentrating about their daughters and the daughters' healing process and how this affected their daughters then and now. I didn't watch the full thing, but I got the cliff notes, and I just thought that really should have been their main focus.
But I don't know if they should have gone on Megyn Kelly to do that about their daughters. You know what I mean? I think that's a different kind of feel. I don't know where to go when you do that, because I don't get reality TV. I sort of do, but I don't get it. Where do you go when you're hurting? I don't know. I go to the bathroom. We'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
McPherson says she learned the ugly truth about being beautiful. But does our supermodel co-host Molly agree? Find out next.
If you're an Arab person, a person who flies on airplanes, you might not want to listen to this story. Recently, a Homeland Security investigation found that 95% of guns and explosives that they planted slipped by the TSA security. Luckily, one guy didn't miss. Was the guy from Georgia who strolled into the airport with an AR-15 assault rifle slung legally over his shoulder. And you can't understand why I'm not taking my black ass into a plane. Really?
Well, so I flew on Saturday. I mean, you just live in Monday. They find every sippy cup.
Yes.
You know, like every sip. Don't hide your
bottles, and they were going over them.
Yeah, they do the bomb sniffer, but they can't find the bombs, but they got the sippy cups.
67 out of 69
Well,
tests.
I'm glad that this guy made it easy for them by having his...
What is he doing with that big of a gun at the airport?
And he got upset that somebody questioned him.
What are you doing? I know you're from Georgia. We can carry guns wherever we want to. I've carried guns. I mean, I'm from Georgia. I'm a Southerner. That's what we do, but that's ridiculous.
But in Georgia, it's legal. I mean, you read it in your intro that it was illegally... It's legal.
He said if, people were, fearful, that's their problem.
I think it was
you have a rifle around your neck.
I need a glove. Like, hold something a little bit smaller so we can't see.
And he was with his wife and his child.
He was protecting his wife and his child. Nobody shoots the plane.
Who's on the plane? Please. If you're on a plane, you can... The air marshal, I understand. But you know what? If I had walked into that place with a rifle slung over, you telling me they would have said, oh, hey, what? No. They would have had, I'd have been on the floor, they'd have had the guns, it would have been a whole thing. Do you know that there's a promo for
I'm going to get you one and go to the airport with you and film it. And we will share it with all of you.
I have an over and under shotgun. That's legal. I have a shotgun because I do not want people just showing up. I open the window. When I lived alone, cars would show up in my driveway, and I would open the window, and you'd hear ch-ch. And people get right back in the car. Because if you're coming to see me, call me and let me know you're coming. Don't just show up.
Let me tell you what happened to me. I have a gun in my house, and in California laws, you're not supposed to have ammunition inside of your gun. They're supposed to be separate and locked, but I didn't know that. I'm from Georgia, so I had the gun, and I thought somebody... I'm saying it quick because I know we got to go. I thought somebody came into my house, and I have my gun ready. People don't know. But I called... They know now.
I'm going to see you.
Oh, that's scared, sweetie. We gotta go. We don't have time. That's two hands.
No, she knows what
There's a way to go.
She knows.
But I called the cops because there was nobody else in my house, and they were like, Raven, we're not going to do anything, but we could arrest you because you're not supposed to have your gun loaded. I can go arrested if I shoot somebody that came into my house with me if I don't get hurt. Some laws need to... I mean, that's ridiculous.
Well, in Connecticut, you mentioned the stand your ground laws when we were debating. I mean, this is... And Vince Vaughn got in a lot of heat in some quarters for this is the view of most Americans, that because of the kind of answer you got from the cops, that there is a right to bear arms. But, those things get conflated when we talk about rising crime, as we did earlier this week. So it is a sensitive thing. I think this guy may have taken it a little too far because some people are jarred by that.
But I think that's what people are trying to do. And the showdown is coming, this discussion of guns and such, and liberty. And I have to say, if in fact we follow the law as it's written, it doesn't mention anything about AK-47, but it does mention, what is it called, the musket. So if you gotta have a gun because you gotta follow what the law says and what all of the then get your behind a musket. Then nobody will complain. There you are. Yeah. I mean, because you can't shoot a deer with an AK-47. There's nothing left. So it's not, but then you just have deer dung. It's terrible. So I love socks, right? Because I just cannot live with naked feet. I can't handle it. I don't like it. But I love socks. So it has come that I've begun to design socks. And I collaborated with a company called Sock Dreams to create my own signature line. So these are designed by me, and they all have a story. story. One is the story. One of my favorite fairy tales is the boy. Go ahead, you. She's a dancer. Put your leg up. Put your leg up. The boy who drew cats is a Japanese fairy tale. That's one of them. The fact that I love maps. I just love maps because they take you to different places. So there's a set of maps. And then there's one of just me and my favorite thing because I love gnomes. So these are now going to be available on sockdreams.com. And I am proud to say they are made right here in the USA. And the other thing beautiful. The other thing I want to tell you all is that you guys are going to be the first people to get them.
The Big Bang Theory's Kunal Nair reveals if he has any plans to go from primetime to late night.
The Big Bang Theory, and he's spending his summer vacation in the fantastic new play, The Spoils. Please welcome Kunal Nair. This is Big Bang Week. We're so glad you're all here.
Thank you so much. Jim was just here a couple of days ago, and now I'm cleaning up the act by showing up a few days later. Yeah.
In the nick of time.
Thank you. Thank you.
So The Big Bang Theory is one of, I think it is the most watched sitcom in the world.
Yeah.
And I heard Jim describe part of its success. You guys are always very modest about this, but part of its success is that at the end of the day, it's a story about a family. Do you feel that way about it?
I agree 100%. You know, it's, first of all, they're really good people. They're very bad liars, and they, you know, which is more than I can say about myself, but like, they're really wonderful people, and that's the thing, and it's really about good people, and it's nice watching good people on television with so much stuff going on in the world, and the writing is still wonderful, 8 seasons in, and we're very blessed.
You play Raj, the bumbling astrophysicist who can't talk to girls unless he's drunk.
Yeah.
I love that. Who did you draw your inspiration from?
Oh, do we have the time? You know, I think, well, I have a cousin in India who is now going to go to Caltech and get his PhD in astrophysics, so I kind of based it on him.
Is he going to be okay with that?
Yeah, you know, now the world knows, so it doesn't matter, right?
But a lot of people don't know this, but you're married to 2006 former Miss India, so clearly you can get the girls.
Yeah, she's... Yeah, I mean, apparently good looks can get you a long way. Yeah.
I want to talk about the play. I went to go see it with a friend of mine, and I thought it was absolutely genius. It touched my heart. I thought the writing and directing was spectacular. Please, can you work with Jesse Eisenberg? He wrote it as well, and he's starring in it. Could you tell us a little bit about the play so that they can get caught up?
Yeah, the play is by the new group, and it's called The Spoils, so if anyone's in New York, please come watch. Jesse Eisenberg wrote a beautiful play. It's a dark comedy, but it also takes some dark twists and turns, and it stays with you. It's a play that stays with you and makes you think about relationships and life, and a lot of themes.
Did you know Jesse before this?
I did not know Jesse before this, but Jesse called me he was shooting a movie in London, and he said, I know a lot about your life because I've been stalking you for the last 3 days.
With the internet, you can do that now.
He watched all of my clips, I mean, interviews from like way back in 2006, and he said, you'd be perfect for this role. And I said, okay, thanks for giving me an opportunity. And here I am on stage in New York.
No, we're so glad.
You're really great. It's really great. To agree with you, this play definitely came home with me, and you feel like a lot of people need to take their time to digest it, correct?
Yeah, some people say they need to take a shower after watching the show, so I mean, well, you know, exactly. It's a wonderful play. Jesse's written a wonderful play. We have a wonderful ensemble cast, and it's really a dream come true to be here.
Now, your Big Bang co-star, Jim Parsons, was on the show recently, and he had a little message for you. Take a look.
Oh, no.
Hey, Kunal, it's Jim, in case you didn't know. I'm really excited to get to come and see your show. I have a date coming up, and maybe someday you'll come see mine, but maybe not. God will damn you for not coming.
Have you not seen
I have not seen his show yet, but now I'm gonna have to.
Well, yeah, we're very proud to have created this rift among friends. So
no, I haven't seen his show yet, but I also have a date coming up, Jim, and I told him I would not.
You tell him right into the camera.
Yeah, exactly. I told him I would not tell him when I was coming.
Okay.
But now I have to go.
Yeah, now you better go. So you also, I don't know where you find the time. You also guest hosted the Late Late Show, and you killed it.
Thank you. Yeah, wow. Look how nice my hair is over there. I know. It's, I think
Was that terrifying, or are you just like a roll with the punches guy?
I'm not sure what roll with the punches means.
I mean, was it just like
What does that mean? Like if someone's punching you, you roll with them? Like
figuratively, like were you just like, I got this, or were you like this one?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Or were you like I would have been up 3 days straight studying my notes? I mean, or were you somewhere in the middle?
I was somewhere in the middle. I think that I didn't realize what I was doing, and I just stepped up and I read the monitor, and then I made silly jokes in between. And the first day, I swear, backstage though, they called my name. Your host, your host for the Late Late Show, Kunal Nair. And I was about to take one step, and my legs froze. And I was like, my legs froze, and then a voice came in my mind that said, just take one step at a time, Kunal. One step. And I was like, thank you, God. And I did.
Well, it sounds like you have another book in you. We have to go, but I want to mention you wrote a memoir called Yes, My Accent is Real. We're going to tell everyone to go read it. Is it out?
It's coming out September 15th. It's about my journey from New Delhi to Los Angeles.
Will you come back when it's out?
I will, definitely.
Okay, you come back when it's out. Our thanks to Kunal.
Competition, So You Think You Can Dance, is taking its streets to the stage, and this season, take a look.
3, 2, 1, go!
There are 5 words I love saying. Come and get a ticket.
Please welcome the woman who just won the Critics' Choice Award for Best Reality Star Series host, Kat Dooley. Before we talk, she's the reason that I shop at thrift stores.
Have you been doing it?
I only do it now.
Oh,
I
good.
only do it now because of you. I love you. Okay. So You Think You Can Dance is now in its 12th season. But the longtime judge, Mary Murphy, is not returning. Instead, it's going to be Paula Abdul and Jason Derulo.
Yeah.
What happened with Mary?
Well, you know what? We love Mary Murphy. She's been a great part of the show for so long.
Tamale train!
And she is the most exquisite lady. She's so great. But, it is our 12th season, and you have to keep things fresh for the audience. Our whole thing is, our audience is so loyal. It's not a huge audience.
Every season. Yes, I think that I should be the one getting to marry Twitch, but that's another story.
I can put in a good word for you.
I'm totally taken.
Yeah, but it's Hollywood.
Like Allison.
It's Hollywood. It's
No, they're real. Don't shout
They
at me.
actually are. They really are.
Okay, but I'm sorry.
But it's a whole thing where we have to keep it fresh. And you're right. The thing where you were saying you absolutely love the show and you know them all by name and you know the dancers. And then some people don't even know we're on TV. I could walk past them in the street in a sparkly mini dress and heels and they wouldn't know me from Adam.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that. It's true. It's a really different show.
You're the only reason that I get to watch this with my husband so he's in love with you.
Now I'm going to go out.
I have told him that he might have a chance, so 12 years in counting. But I want to know, so this year I'm totally on board for the twist, but can you explain it? It's street versus stage.
Yeah, it's street versus
My
stage.
man Twitch.
So your man
My
Twitch.
other man Travis.
Oh, you like both. You
I
like
love
to keep your options
him.
open.
I weep before Travis's numbers start. I'm bawling, like cue music, and he's so moving.
And he's so clever. And this is what our show is. This incredible choreographer. He's nominated for Emmys himself. I couldn't be more proud. So it's like we elevated elevated him to a position on this show and shone a spotlight on him, and he's gone on to do the most incredible things, which I think is what reality TV should be about. It should be about celebrating people's talents and you know, people that are really passionate.
You know, well, speaking about celebrating people's talent and elevating the show, you guys got an invitation by Michelle Obama. Your cast and along with 50 of the All-Stars. How was that?
It was great. It was to take part in the Let's Move campaign. We had to do a big dance routine with Michelle. I had to do an interview with her. But it was actually really funny because where I'm from in England, we actually talk all a bit like this. It's a bit of a funny accent that you have going on, so it's a bit like that. And my mum and dad and my brother had come over the week before, so I actually went to the White House kind of talking a bit like that, so it was very strange. She didn't know quite what to do with it, but she's the greatest lady. She's such a cool chick. Nice. And street all the way. I said to her, are you stage or are you street? And she's like, I'm totally street. And then I said, and what track gets you up and dancing? She's like, Beyonce. I was like, high-fiving her. I'm like,
I love Beyonce.
So the show, not surprisingly, has been nominated 44 times for Emmys, is that right? All the makeup and everybody, with 13 wins, and you've been nominated 4 times but have yet to win an Emmy. And I hear you and Ryan Seacrest have some fun with this.
Well, yeah, because he's always, for ages, Jeff Probst won every single year. And then we were like, okay, well, maybe what we could do is if I create a disturbance, maybe then you could just run up there, I'll tuck my gown into my knickers, kick off my shoes, and we'll just run for it. And whoever gets there first, may the best man win. And so that's what we talk about doing. But you know what? It's one of those things where doing the show for 12 seasons has actually changed my life, and I love it so much. And so an Emmy would be lovely, but it wouldn't change my life.
I want to change your life right now. Can I do that?
Yes.
So you're very honest about not being America's best dancer. Yeah. So before we go, and I know you're the host of a dance show for the last 11 seasons, we can definitely call you an expert in dances in general, right? Kind of, in a sort of way.
Ish.
So I want to play a game that I like to call... and you have to guess what they are. Are you ready to play? I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Voguing. 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 Gangnam Style. Very good. Cha-cha, salsa. Yeah. Come on, we can robot. Yeah. Running Man. I can't get rid of him. You're doing well. Twist. Twist. John Travolta. Very good. Yeah, I got it. Hustle. 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 Macarena. MC Hammer.
Thanks again, Julie. So You Think You Can Dance airs Monday nights. We'll be right back with Andre Ward.
Super middleweight Olympic gold medal winning champ Andre Ward is back in a big way. He's teaming up with BET and Jay-Z's Rock Nation and climbing back in the ring for one of the biggest fights of the year. Please welcome the wonderful, fabulous Andre Ward. Hey, so you know I am a fan. I saw you up at the Boxing Hall of Fame. I love you. You have an amazing career. You took home the gold for our country in the 2004 Olympics. And your current record is 27 wins and no losses and 14 by knockout. And your last professional fight was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So why did it take so long? I know, but why don't you tell the folks?
Not quite 2 years, but close. It's creeping up to 2 years. Unfortunately, in the sport of boxing, you know, you have politics, you have different things that, you know, from a business standpoint that you got to work out. And as a young man, you know, I wasn't just concerned about the money. I was, you know, I wanted my career to be ran a certain way. The promoter that I had at the time, he didn't agree, and unfortunately there was a lawsuit. And sometimes when you make a stand like that, you know, there's a delay. And you know, I said, you know what? I know this is possible. I don't know how long the delay is going to be, but I'm willing to make this stand. And I took that stand. I've been off, but I stayed dedicated to the sport. I kept training, kept staying focused, and now I'm back. June 20th.
And you know what? Can we just tell you, boxing fans respect you for that. We do.
You're the first boxer to be signed to Jay-Z's Rock Nation Sports. Why did this partnership come together?
Why, right?
Yes.
It was different. You know, I had fought, like you said, 2 years in court to kind of do away with the old way of doing things in the sport of boxing. And my manager, James Prince, who's friends with Jay-Z, you know, he made the introduction and he said, you know what, let's look at this.
Right.
I went to Rock Nation Sports and it was a room full of 8 to 10 people in a boardroom. Everybody had a job. Everybody had something specific that they did.
Right.
And I was like, wow, this is different.
Right.
And all of a sudden, Jay-Z walks in. He's got on sweats. He's just laid back. He sits down quietly. And I'm like, man, that's Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to stay focused on what everybody else is talking about. And he just quietly said, hey, you know, can I say something? And mind you, this is obviously his company. It's his business. And he just said, you know what, young man, I understand what you just went through. I used to just be the artist. I used to sit in that chair. And I said, man, and that just resonated with me. So as soon as he said that, we laughed, and I told James, this is where I want to be.
Excellent.
Well, it's great because your upcoming fight on June 20th with toe-to-toe with Paul Smith.
Toe-to-toe.
At the Oracle Arena in your hometown of Oakland,
Where my beloved Warriors are hopefully getting ready to do what they need to do.
What, if any, concerns do you have about this fight?
Well, I mean, there's always, you know, a concern of maybe possibly not being at my best. You know, I've been off a while. And, you know, I'm only 31 years of age. I'm getting a little older. But
yeah, please.
Starting to feel my workouts a little bit more. It takes longer to recover from those workouts. But, you know, like I said, I'm fortunate that I continue to train. And I continue to, you know, be diligent about my craft during the layoff. So now that I have a fight, even though I do have a concern about maybe ring rust, I feel good that, you know, I kept working. So I don't think there's going to be any problems. June 20th is going to be a big night.
Yes, and you do continue working because you're also a sports commentator on the HBO, and you do a fine job at that. So, you know, you're going to have a long career in this sport, inside and outside of the ring.
I love the commentating. I got the best seat in the house, and I'm not taking any punches. And you're not getting ready, too.
You gotta come back.
Oh my God, this is one of the gentlemen in the sports. I love this guy. Our thanks to Andre Ward. Be sure to catch the champ, Andre Ward, take on Paul Smith on June 20th on Rock Nation Sports Boxing event on BET. And we'll be right back.
The ladies of the field are bringing the party.
Oh, hello.
Yeah! Hold on tight. Yeah, baby. Because you're going to enjoy the view on ABC.
I don't know if you noticed, but this morning I spent some time over at the 2, and you can check out what happened at the 2 later on today on ABC. Raven and Molly will be back tomorrow. We want to thank you all for coming and hanging with us, because without you, we don't really have a show. So we want to tell you to have a great day and to take a little time to enjoy whatever view you happen upon.